Intelligence. It's a really interesting topic that sometimes we think about, but oftentimes we just let kind of flow through our mind when it comes up. But we are incredibly fascinated by the really, really, really smart people. And as an applied neuroscientist, with my area of expertise around the intelligence of the mind, I find it particularly interesting the conversation that we have or we don't have surrounding this topic. When we think of intelligence, instead of it just being like, kind of like an adjective or something that is an attribute to someone, we actually make intelligence encompass and become the whole of someone, as in offering, it's saying something about the quality of the individual that possesses it or doesn't possess it. And when we approach intelligence from this type of conversation, it kind of leads us down the path of discussing it from those who have it, the haves, and the have-nots. And in this day and age, when we think about the have-nots, we try really hard to not talk about that because we feel like it says something about someone. And it's different than like someone saying, oh, they have red hair or they don't have red hair. That doesn't really say too much about the person. But when it comes to intelligence, we think it says a whole lot about who the person is. Are they a good person, a bad person, someone who's going to succeed in life, someone who is not going to succeed, someone who is kind, someone just with ability, and someone who doesn't. I mean, we tie intelligence up with all of these things. So it's no wonder that we can't have an honest conversation about it. And so I see this all the time in my work. The people that I work with who have incredibly high intelligence. Intelligence is just one small piece of it. And there are so many other challenges and complicating factors and complexities in their life that cannot be addressed because we are too afraid to have these conversations as a society of what is intelligence? How can we support these people? How can we help them rise to their potential to be successful? Because our conversation is really, really narrow, like I mentioned, but the part of the conversation that we do think when it comes to intelligence is that you have intelligence, you're kind of going to be set for life. Life is going to be easy. You're going to do just fine because you're smart. And that is just not true. And so part of why I am on here and this channel is to broaden this concept, to broaden the conversation, to change the conversation about intelligence. And if this interests you, I hope you can click on the link below. Maybe you know you are someone who you were identified with a really high intelligence when you were young, but then it kind of like trailed off. There was no further conversation or support about it. Or maybe you're someone who wasn't identified as that, but you just have always felt a little different. You've never quite fit in, whatever it is. If this interests you, click on the link below. And I have a test. It's kind of a quick quiz for you to take that kind of encompasses a lot more than intelligence for you to learn a little bit more about yourself. So I hope you join me on changing the conversation around intelligence.